Yeah. Should play up on IQ, man. I'm back with another reaction, man. Next on deck, we got the one and the only on his way to 1 million subscribers, 1090 Jake, with 14-year-old skull and body found after $200 robbery in Florida. This shit sound crazy. Salute to 1090 Jake, man. You climbing up that ladder, man.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on two Florida teens that murdered a 14-year-old boy and left him to turn into a skeleton before his body was found.
These are offenses that are punishable by either life without parole or a possible death sentence. We believe that...
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Let me make sure all with this shit. Okay, yeah, we on. We read. I didn't know if this shit was recording or not.
We will get an indictment and proceed with prosecution. We intend to see that they do not see the streets of this county or any other county again.
March 28th, 2021. It was just before 6 p.m. when 50-year-old Leslie Williams had her fiance pull over on the side of the road. With their two grandkids in the back seat, she stepped into the rain with her camera, hoping to get a picture of the pretty pink plants known as the swamp azaleas that reminded her of her grandmother. Facing the woods, she looked back to her fiance and said, "I'm gonna wind up stepping on a snake. I can smell one now." She was familiar with the smell of death that rattlesnakes put off, but still she pushed further into the woods. Only moments later, she'd call back to her fiance as her words echoed through the forest. "There's a body down here." Her fiance thought she was talking about a deer carcass, but she said, "No, there's a skull and it's looking at me." Santa Rosa County sheriffs responded to a wooded area on Sandy Forest Road, finding a badly decomposed.
Bro, them woods look like it is like snakes and shit. That look like a real like national forest. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a park, nigga. Like, but that's crazy.
Body. The skull was detached and completely naked as the skin was gone. The arms was still human, as a tattoo could be identified, but the chest was decomposed and looked as if burnt wood had laid upon it. From the waist down, everything was intact, from the pants to the untied boots. Postmortem fingerprints would identify the body, and now a sheriff had to face the mother of 14-year-old Cody Walker to tell her missing son had been found. Sheriffs made contact with Cody's mother and sister, as his father had passed away when he was young and his older sister died by suicide a few years ago. The younger sister told police Cody had left the house at 1:30 in the morning in her black slippers, saying he'd be right back and that he was going to go get something. She also said he left with $400 in cash. When asked who he left with, she named Isaiah, Katie, and Isaac. They made attempts to report him missing, but were told by the sheriffs they had to wait 72 hours, as sheriffs assumed he was just a runaway. The family was forced to make their own missing persons posters, sharing it through social media and spreading the word around town. The day after Cody's body was discovered, investigators would find a single .40 caliber shell casing by where his body was found. Following an autopsy, the medical examiner spoke with the family, sharing the gruesome details of Cody's remains. His face was mostly skull, except for skin left around his mouth, leaving the examiner to believe his mouth had been taped shut before he was executed. The 14-year-old was shot point blank in the face and chest,
Damn.
a total of 3 times. Investigators looked into the names of those Cody left the house with. First identified was Katie Holmes.
Bro, rest in peace to that little man. That's fucking crazy, bro. 14 years old, bro. Dad died. Sister, she died. Damn, he didn't even get a chance, gang.
Holmes, a then 29-year-old with an extensive criminal history. An interview would be conducted, and Katie would be listed as a cooperating witness. Katie stated she was the girlfriend of 18-year-old Isaiah McCullers, who goes by the name Zay. She lived with him and his friend, 19-year-old Isaac Daniels, who went by the name Zoe. Katie claimed,
Yo.
I've been getting paid $1,000.
Bruh, these grown ass. Hold on, she's 29. All of them is older than him. All of them is older than him. Point blank. They're not even the same league.
Claimed the night Cody went missing, Isaiah and Isaac left the house without her knowing and took her car. They didn't return until the sun was up in the early morning hours. Days later, she'd asked what they did with her car, and Isaiah said they probably went to get new tires. She asked him why, and he said Cody. She asked if they ran over Cody, but he said no, before saying he got what he got. She asked if he shot him, and he said point blank.
What? He told her all.
Isaiah then told her him and Isaac picked Cody up in Pace, Florida. Isaac was driving and Cody asked if they could go to his uncle's in nearby Pensacola. Once they left Pensacola, Cody asked to be taken to Baghdad, a rural area in Florida. That's when Isaiah felt Cody was trying to set him up to be robbed, so Isaac drove to the woods. They got out of the car and walked into the woods. That's when Cody began to cry, saying, "I'm only 14. Isaiah said Cody had his head down, and when he lifted his head up, he shot him. Isaiah had been taken into police custody the day Cody's body was found, but on unrelated charges of violating probation. When detectives attempted to interview him, he declined, and 5 days later, he was charged with murder, and his sister would contact detectives stating he was willing to talk. That same day, Isaiah told detectives him and Isaac picked up Cody on a street near Cody's house. The three of them drove around before buying drugs in a neighboring county, and while driving, Isaiah claimed Isaac told him he was gonna come up, which was slang for a robbery. Isaiah replied saying, "Do your thing." So Isaac pulled up to the woods, got out of the car and sat on the trunk for a few minutes. Isaiah told detectives Isaac then opened the door to where Cody was sitting, pointed a handgun at him, and told him to empty his pockets. Isaac made Cody get out of the car, walking him into the woods, and 30 seconds later, Isaiah told detectives he heard a gunshot. Isaac came back from the woods without Cody, went back to Isaiah's place, and counted up $200 in a small amount of weed. Based on Isaiah's confession,
$200 and a little bit of weed, man. I can't act like I haven't done shit, man, but one day, man, you gotta wake up, bro. It's different for everybody, but it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. And that's fucking crazy. That was a little ass kid, bro. You got to be a low down motherfucker. That little boy ain't even, I could say if he tried to do something to y'all, but that shit crazy.
a murder warrant went out for Isaac, but he was already on the run. With Katie not having participated in the murder and cooperating in the investigation, she went without arrest, although she was one of 3 identified by Cody's family.
She look like she do meth. I'm gonna keep it a band. She does drugs for sure. And she 29, she fucking with some niggas who 18 and shit.
Isaiah would fight the case for over a year before pleading guilty and getting sentenced in August to 25 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. Isaiah was 19 at the time of his sentencing. Isaac would remain on the run for over a year and a half before being arrested in Alabama on November 9th. The 21-year-old faces murder robbery charges, faces up to a death penalty, and with his co-defendant cooperating against him, will have no choice but to plea out to an insane sentence or face the life sentence without parole that will come with trial. All of this because an 18 and 19-year-old wanted to rob a 14-year-old boy for $200 and some weed. Identified by the rose tattoo on his arm and his post-mortem fingerprints, his face was left skeletonized. A confidential witness would turn in the .40 caliber gun used to kill Cody, and ballistic evidence would match the .40 caliber shell casing.
Total crash out, bro. Totally throw everybody's life totally thrown away, even the young man.
Left at the scene. The medical examiner told the family that Cody was shot a total of 3 times, but only 1 shell casing was actually found, meaning if he was shot 3 times, they must have removed the other 2. And another key detail is Cody's sister said he left the house with her slippers on, but he was found with a pair of boots, And the witness that found his body said the boots looked like something out of Walmart that an old man would wear. The family also didn't recognize the boots, which makes it seem as if they either gave it to him to walk into the woods with or placed it on his body after the fact. But either way it goes, a guilty plea or guilty sentence for Isaac can be expected within the next 6 to 12 months. Now this case, I mean, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
18, 19 years old, and in the back of their mind, they're like, we're gonna rob him and take what he has. And for whatever reason, thought to execute him, shooting him point blank, walking him into the woods as he's crying, saying, I'm only 14. He knew what was about to happen. Just think about that for a second. At any fucking age, it doesn't even matter. Never mind being 14. Imagine being walked to your death, knowing the person that's about to do it to you, and the feeling that you have, looking down at the ground before looking up, and everything turns off. That was the end of his life. Imagine being the mother and the sister having a medical examiner tell you. And I reached out and I actually spoke to the sister. She told me that's what they told them. His entire face was skull except for around his mouth. That was the only part that had skin, and they think it's because they taped his mouth shut. They shot him 3 times, the face and the chest. 14 years old. A lot of things in this case are crazy because you have Katie, the 29-year-old female dating the 18-year-old and letting his friend live over there. Some confidential witness within her house found the gun and gave the gun to the police. I mean, the evidence on them, one of them's already fried. He got 25 years followed by 10 years of probation. He's done. And then you got the other one that's been on the run the entire time. And the first co-defendant said this is the one that actually did it. Now he just got caught. He's out of there. Guarantee you he's gonna plead. Hey, we're gonna offer you a 30-year sentence. You might as well take it. You're getting a mandatory life. And the amount of evidence against you, there's nothing to fight in the fucking case. The other kid did lie though. He told the girl he did it, and then told the police the other guy did it. But he could dispute that, right? Because he didn't tell the police he did it. He only told the police the other guy did it. He told the girl he did it, allegedly. And they're gonna argue, well, is she a credible witness? Because I can show you 15 of her fucking mugshots for drugs and counterfeiting. And it's literally like, you ever been locked up when you see the wall of meth heads and it's like before, after? Amy Winehouse is in damn near every juvenile detention center in the state of Florida. They're gonna have all the before and after pictures. That's how Katie's looking. Dating borderline fucking, you know what I'm saying, underage kids. 29 with an 18-year-old boyfriend that's got a 19-year-old friend. So they can argue that, but I don't think there's much that he can do to get a sentence less than what his co-defendant got.
Yo, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. I'm kind of always disgusted, bro. I just want to shout out 1090 Jake. That's a crazy ass story, bro. I'm disgusted. I'm be honest, bro. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted, bro. I'm fucking disgusted. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'm going.